What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. Today is episode number 7 of Season 2, and we have some very, very good games coming your way. So, first up is going to be Chelsea at home. We will jump into that in a few moments' time. Followed by Spurs, who, of course, in real life, have just hired Mourinho in charge after sacking Poch. But, of course, it will be Pochettino who is still in charge in our game, I believe, for Spurs. Then we take on Arsenal at home, and then we've even got 3 more games as well. Newcastle, Leeds, and Villa. So I've not decided how I'm going to do today's episode. I feel like we have to play Spurs. They're in the top 4. Arsenal, we probably should play them as well. And maybe even Chelsea. Although Chelsea are having a bit of an inconsistent season. I'll show you the league table in a minute. We've then got Newcastle, Leeds, and Villa. And because they're away, it kind of makes me think I should play them. But I guess we'll see how it goes later on in the video. But for the table itself then, as I said, Chelsea having a little bit of a hit and miss season. They're down at 11th place on 24 points. Arsenal in 7th on 29. Spurs that I spoke about, 3rd on 37. And right now, we are a massive 8 points off of City. I say massive, it is 8 points. But for 15 games into a season, 8 points is quite a big jump. So we didn't win the title last year. We've not started this season off like we are going to win it this year either. And if we fail to beat Spurs, they could move themselves as well 7 ahead of us. So, yeah, we've got a lot of work to be done. And, of course, we are still in the Champions League. In case you missed it, we topped our group. We await the draw. We'll see how it is in today's episode as well, because we should be given our Champions League opponents. But without further ado, let's head off into our first game of the day at home against Chelsea. I've picked a side that I feel is strong enough to get the 3 points here. There it is on the screen. And just what I show you as well, I believe I showed you this previously, we have actually lowered a couple of the sliders on the AI side. So to hopefully give us a bit more of a challenge as well. Seemingly working so far because we're not having it all our way in the Premier League. But let's head into game. Chelsea's lineup looks like this as Kante captains the side. It's a strong Chelsea team, but there's a couple of surprising inclusions in there. Drinkwater being one of those. So, yeah, I was not really sure what to make of his inclusion in the team, but we are off and running anyways. And we'll see how this one goes. Of course, Frank Lampard in charge of Chelsea. Still having that inconsistent season we mentioned. So he really needs to start picking up some points on the board. And immediately here, David Brooks just too strong for Coates. As Brooks now will turn back with a lovely little drag back. And inside the penalty area, David Brooks still going on, looking for the cutback. And Caldara will be forced to put it behind. Not good from Chelsea there as we started off the game. They just weren't strong enough, as you can see. Campaign to remember here for Andrea Belotti. He's projected to hit 31 goals. So if there's a shining light in this Chelsea team, it is him. As Ryan Fraser will have the first corner of the match and send it in towards the box. Kepa comes out with a punch. It falls to Lewis Cook. And we are just trying to find a chance here. Great tackle by Lewis Cook on N'Golo Kante, and Cook now can carry forward. Finds Maddison with the easy pass. Maddison off towards David Brooks. Half an hour gone here as we look in search of a chance. Brooks in towards the penalty area. Pulls it back towards Bellerin, who found his way forward. And how has that gone in? Did it take a deflection? That looked so strange. A good pick out by David Brooks. Oh, it's deflected. I was going to say the keeper should have had that all day long. The weaker left foot of Bellerin. It's hit. I'm not even sure who it's hit there. Is that Marcus Alonso? And Kepa went to the other side. It wrong-footed him. I don't know what to say. What a strange way to take the lead. Bournemouth 1, Chelsea 0. Second half underway. There wasn't a lot to separate the two sides after the first 45 minutes. We had one chance apiece. And of course we scored it. Bellerin's deflected effort. It is Belotti. You don't want to be giving him this sort of time in our penalty area. And Kulu does really well twice there to block it. And like I said, not a lot separating the two sides now as Ryan Fraser's looking to use his pace to get in behind Sergio Roberto, who I actually said was Marcus Alonso for the goal, and I got that wrong. Fraser! Side netting! Oh, I thought it was 2. Yeah, my apologies. I thought it was Marcus Alonso who had deflected off for the first goal of the game. It was actually Sergio Roberto. Ryan Fraser, we've got 28 minutes to play as he tries to take it round Sergio Roberto and manages to do so. Fraser lifts it in towards the head of Maddison! Straight at Kepa. It was straight at the goalkeeper. He's not had an easier save to make all day. 3 minutes remain here for Chelsea to find an equalising goal. Pulisic back towards Coates. His cross is deflected. We've tried to send it on its way up towards the feet of King. And we've lost possession in the process. Kante in towards Belotti. Belotti now with the turn away. Finding Pasalic. Chelsea with a lot of possession. Can they make it count? Belotti inside the penalty area. Nothing stupid. Don't allow him to get the shot away. There's the ball off. Joe Gomez, what a challenge it is on Christian Pulisic. That is what you want to see with seconds remaining. We help it on its way. Bournemouth 1, Chelsea 0. 3 points secured. What a challenge by Joe Gomez there that was. And actually, we didn't even get to make our substitutions because the ball didn't even leave the field of play. Bellerin's really strange goal with it being deflected off of Sergi Roberto is enough for the 3 points here. Belotti, he scored a lot of goals for Chelsea this season, but he couldn't get one here today. I did say that there was nothing to separate the two sides after the first half. Well, after 90 minutes, we had the same amount of shots. We even had one less on target, but we still won the game. So, yeah, very close that. So, 1-0 scoreline, seemingly a very fair result by the balance of play. It was just a question of who was going to get it. Would it be us or them? And thankfully, it's us who's got it. So, time for our interview. I'm not sure if I'll show you it because it's the same questions pretty much throughout. So, yeah. Pre-match press conference ahead of the Spurs game, and the first question is, will we see more of Wilson? The chances are we will, because I will have to change around the side. This game coming 3 days after that Chelsea match, so we are probably going to have to name a rotated side. Top half of the table finish is looking more and more likely. Well, we want more than a top half, so I will say our momentum isn't dropping, because of course we want to try and get in the top 4 again. And then finally, a true clash of titans today as you face Tottenham, who will end up in top spot. By the way, City had just drawn their last game. So as it stands right now, I'll say we will win. City are on 42 points. The team in second are on 41. And Spurs are on 40. Wait, are they on 40? I can't shoot. I think they are. I think they're on 40 and we're fourth on 36. So, yeah, very close now with that. And finally, City dropping some more points. Who is actually second? Liverpool. There you go. So, yeah, 42, 41, 40. And then there's us down there on 36. So we have to beat Spurs to claw it back to 39. So theoretically, if all the results go our way, there could be 1 point separating the teams from first to fourth in terms of, like, you know, 1 point apiece, which would be quite a funny thing to see. But we're going to have to put in a performance here against Spurs. Let me change around the team. Here is the 11 that we will go with for the Spurs game then. Benitez in goal, Chilwell, Gomez, Cook and Stacey at the back 4. So Cook and Stacey into the team. Fernandinho back in as well to captain the side in CDM alongside Lewis Cook, Almada in, Wilson in and Ødegaard in. So basically Benitez, Cook, Gomez, Chilwell and Fraser, the only players to keep their spot. Of course, I knew I was going to have to rotate the team after that last game. We'll check out Spurs' team when we are into it. Ake is nearly back from injury, by the way, as is Edison Cavani. So I'll welcome those two back very soon. And I can't wait as well to have Ake back because I just feel like the partnership between him and Gomez is definitely our strongest centre-back pairing. I mean, don't get me wrong. Cook's done well when he's come back into the team. And Kulu, outside of a couple of mistakes, has done all right as well. But I just feel like we need our best centre-back pairing. And I feel like Ake and Gomez is our best. Spurs' 11 lines up like this. As you can see, Lloris still there. Ali in a deeper role. Mora, Eriksson are the two to sort of watch, I guess, going forward. And they've got an interesting choice up front. Guedes starts up front for them. I thought he was more of a winger, but hey, listen. That's what Pochettino has gone with, so we'll see how it goes for them. Of course, you've seen our team. We don't need to check it out again. They will get us underway in the game, and as it stands, I would say we're probably the underdogs coming into this. You know, they are in a higher position in the league than us, and we will have to play our very best to beat them today. I can expect this to be them probably dominating possession like Chelsea did for large parts of that game. But as long as we take our chances, should they come our way, we might be in for a good opportunity as a mistake already made there by Varane. Gives it straight to Wilson, and look at Wilson as he's just trying to get through. What has just happened here? How is he allowed all the way through? Callum Wilson! Lloris with a big save. It falls to Ødegaard. Ødegaard with a shot over the crossbar. Spurs, what are you doing? They gave it away. Varane gave it away cheaply, and then they just didn't close Wilson down. Here is Lewis Cook for Bournemouth, trying to find the next pass. Cook off towards Fraser. Fraser to the feet of Wilson. Wilson takes it past one. Fraser gets the effort off away, and there's the goal as well for Bournemouth. It had to be Ryan Fraser with the finish. He's added goals to his game this season, Ryan Fraser. And for a player that I put a lot of faith in this year, he is delivering. Look at this move as well. Quick 1-2. Great little touch there from Wilson to take it away from Varane. The first touch from Fraser is brilliant to knock it out of his feet just enough to be able to find the effort. Lloris is close, but the amount of quality on the strike from Fraser is what beats Hugo Lloris. Bournemouth in front again. for the second time today by a goal to nil. We held out against Chelsea. And let's see what Spurs are going to bring to the plate here to try and find a goal back in the game. Fernandinho off towards Wilson. Wilson's got Almada making a move. Here is Thiago Almada. Gets past Varane far too easily. And again, Almada goes round him. Almada, that's brilliant. And he applies the finish as well. Bournemouth 2 to the good. Thiago Almada makes it. Varane's not having his best game here for Spurs by any means. But it's all about Almada. And look at the Bournemouth fans inside the ground. They are loving life here. Here is Ryan Sessegnon for Spurs. Does well enough to keep it in. We brought him down. It's a penalty kick. Not what we intended to do with Steve Cook there, as he slides in and gives away the penalty. Honestly, I think he was trying to block the cross. That was the aim. But yeah, Ryan Sessegnon didn't actually cross it. He just pulled it back. The shot was simple in the end for Benitez to save. But it's a penalty kick, Spurs. It's a way back into the match. It will be Dele Alli to take it for Spurs. Benitez saves it! What a save it is as well. It's just not falling kindly here for Spurs at all. Their day is just getting worse and worse. What a save by Benitez. That's incredible goalkeeping. Wilson's ball off towards Almada, who again is just too quick for Varane. But Almada now has to find the finish. And he does it brilliantly. 3-0 Bournemouth. The counter-attack of dreams came straight after the penalty miss there from Spurs. They got the corner. It was not a good corner. We cleared it away. Wilson through to Almada. That's the confidence that Thiago Almada has got right now. And you can see the quality as well that he has. Lloris comes out. Almada says, all right, I'll chip it over the top of you then. 3-0 Bournemouth. Game, set and match. Spurs have not been good here. Chelsea gave us a far better challenge. We came out on top against Chelsea, and we've come out here on top against Spurs emphatically in the end. Almada gets his second of the game just before he goes off as well, as we are making a triple change to bring on Zortea, King, and I believe David Brooks as well. Almada, there he is, getting a standing ovation from the Bournemouth fans, rightfully so as well. Eriksen for Spurs sends the cross in. It's a great delivery, and Ndombele at the back post. Should have done better. Spurs, his best chance aside from the penalty. He caught it with the volley, but he hits it into the ground. And frustratingly for Spurs, it's gone over the crossbar. 6 or so minutes remain here. And it's still 3-0. That was, as I said, their best chance aside from the penalty. What would really cap this game off for us right now as well is if Zortea can grab a goal. Of course, he has come on. So if we could get him a goal, that would be fantastic. Here is King looking for the through ball. Doesn't quite find it. Varane steps in. Spurs as well have actually been better since going 3-0 down. They've actually been able to come forward, but maybe that's down to us not really giving as much as we were previously, because when we are 3-0 up, we can sort of take it a little bit more easy and not have to work as hard. Ryan Sessegnon as well for Spurs has been good since coming on. He got the penalty, I believe it was, and he's caused us a few issues down the left-hand side, so maybe Spurs should have started him, but ultimately here, they're going to fall to a defeat. Eriksen on the ball, time ticking away, Varane with it now as well. But that's going to be it. Full time here then, and what a result it is for us, but for Spurs, it's not good at all. That now claws us back to a single point behind them. Almada with 2 to his name in the game as well. Of course, elsewhere, I think City were winning, if I remember rightly. So we'll see how the table's looking after this. But yeah, what a result for us. Now we face Arsenal, who are 8th at the moment in the Premier League, and we've got a game in hand. But City, as you can see, have moved the points gap to 9 right now. So a win would take us down to 6. So yeah, Spurs also winning. Liverpool as well means that we need to kind of, we need really to win this game. You know what as well, United and Everton aren't far behind us. So this could get very, very close for the race, pretty much for the title and for the top 6. Like, it is very close, you know. It's kind of cool seeing a 4-way, I guess, race for a title. Whether or not we can stay in that race the entire season, time will tell. But we've got Arsenal coming up now, and Ake is back in the team for this game. So, yeah, glad to have him back. The one thing to keep an eye on, though, with Nathan Ake is that he still has a slight injury. You can see it there. But I'm going to risk him, maybe for the first 45 minutes, and then make a substitution or whatnot. But we'll see how he gets on in the game. We are at home, and we need a result. Let's see if we can get it. Here is the Arsenal team as Henderson captains the side as well. It's looking pretty weak, I will say. I actually thought we were going to see a slightly better Arsenal team, but now I can kind of understand why they are struggling a little bit in the Premier League. So if we don't win this game, this is probably the weakest of the 3 teams we've faced so far today. But anyway, let's see how we get on. Maddison for Bournemouth into the feet of Lewis Cook. Back towards James Maddison, who gets into the penalty area really well. Maddison! Should have scored. He should have scored. My goodness. He got a lot of power behind the ball, just not the accuracy. Great move, great play, but he's got to hit the target from that sort of range. That's disappointing by James Maddison. I'm sure he'll hit the target with any other efforts he has at goal, but right there we should be leading already. Ødegaard in possession, off towards Maddison. Now Fernandinho. I think Ryan Fraser is going to be important for us as well today. Chilwell off towards Maddison. Maddison towards Wilson. Lovely move again. Wilson! He doesn't make a mistake. 16 minutes in. Arsenal don't heed their warning sign that they were given by James Maddison when he put it wide. Wilson gets in. And in typical striker fashion, finds the top corner. Bournemouth 1, Arsenal 0. It's Maddison who assisted as well. There's the through ball. There's the finish. Leno, no chance. And Arsenal are behind here. And looking at their team, I actually feel like this is going to be a repeat of the Spurs game. I feel like we will go on to win this quite convincingly. Half-time whistle here at the Vitality Stadium. No problem whatsoever that first half for us. Arsenal have shown us nothing to really worry about. So, moving forward, I feel like it's only a matter of time before these 3 points are in the bag. But they could surprise us in the second half. I will be making a couple of changes as well as we get into the second half. Hector Bellerin has picked up a slight injury, so we'll see how long he can last. But for now, so far, so good. Arsenal with their first chance of the game. Çalhanoğlu with the shots. And Ake does really well to block the efforts. Arsenal with their first opportunity. And Ake comes good when we need him to. I was just going to say as well, Ryan Fraser has done absolutely nothing so far in this opening 54 minutes. I might make the substitution happen and bring him off. Ake wins the first bit. And it's down still in the box. I can't clear it. And how that has gone in is baffling to me. The ball just wouldn't go out. Lacazette scores. Arsenal have done nothing. They don't deserve to be back on level terms. Obviously, as an Arsenal fan, I mean, I'm glad, but at the same time, they don't deserve to be back in this game. We are probably going to end up throwing away a 3 points that looked guaranteed earlier on. 2 changes. Maddison coming off alongside Lewis Cook, Phillips and Almada both on. But honestly, clear your lines. Like, we had an opportunity to do it there. The ball comes in. Ake wins this first bit here. We lose the second header. Akanji, it's blocked. And it's not even Lacazette. So what? Wait a minute, did it touch Lacazette? I saw Lacazette running away. Does it take a slight touch off him? It doesn't even look like it does. So why Lacazette was running off? Is it his goal? Or is it Socrates' goal? I mean, it's gone down as a Lacazette goal. But I didn't even see a touch off him there. But honestly, we're 1-1 in the game and they've done nothing. Here is Fraser to Almada. Almada off to Wilson. Wilson's in behind, needs to find the finish. Callum Wilson doesn't miss those. 22 minutes left. We're back in front and it's Wilson again. Almada, the substitute, is on. And he plays the pass off towards Wilson, who makes no mistake with a finish. We deserve to be back in front in this game. I don't know if you can see the saltiness coming out here, but thankfully I might not have to worry about any saltiness moving forward because we are back in front. And like I mentioned, obviously being an Arsenal fan, I want them to win every game. But if it's at our expense, I don't want them to. Thiago Almada again has been good since coming on as he drives forward. Almada with a fake shot, gets in past his man. And look at the space for Thiago Almada to now run into. Really great run, and he deserves the finish, and he's going to find it as well. Thiago Almada makes sure of the points. 12 minutes from time. That is what he gives you when he's on the field of play. So good on the ball, dribbling with it. Works his way through. And I don't think he actually hit this as cleanly as he was hoping he was going to, as it did seem to take a touch off Leno. But it's found its way to the bottom corner. I don't care. Arsenal got muddled up by a great run off the ball by Callum Wilson. A lot of credit his way for the run there. I don't know if you saw it. That kind of dragged the 2 centre-backs the same way, allowing the space for Almada to run into. And he found the finish. 3 minutes additional time. Only 2 minutes left here to go, though, as Ryan Fraser is found by Fernandinho. Fraser with a ball roll, gets in past one. Now finds Almada. Thiago Almada looking for another goal. Oh, what an effort it is. And it's cannoned back off the top of the crossbar. It's going to finish 3-1 here. I was about to say it's going to finish 3-1. It's going to finish 3-1 here. What an effort by Thiago Almada with the last kick of the game. Emery beaten. And I'm going to be honest, whenever I've played career mode, whatever FIFA it is, Arsenal just never seem to bring in the quality in the transfer market. And I feel like Arsenal's team, again, is a bit of a letdown here. So, yeah, quite glad we got the 3 points, but we had to work hard for it. Almada seriously looks like a very good player already. And very nearly got his second goal there. And that, my friends, is where we will end off today's episode. I've yet to decide what I'm going to do for the next games coming up, whether or not I'm going to sim them or play them. So I guess we'll find that out in the next episode. Of course, we've got Newcastle coming up, and they're in mid-table right now, so that could be quite a tricky game. Villa as well at home, Leeds United away. Before into January, we take on Arsenal and Spurs again, and Liverpool on transfer deadline day 2. So that's going to be a big, big game, that one there. There's a January transfer window coming up as well. We have £56 million to spend, so we will see if we make any new signings to the team. But for the table then, as we end off today, we are sat 4th, a point behind Spurs. But crucially, 5 points behind Liverpool, 6 points behind Manchester City. It's like those two are having their own little fight for the title. And we're kind of saying, hey guys, wait for us. We are not too far behind, but we are slowly kind of getting involved in our own little battle for 3rd as well. So yeah, and we're not completely out of the reaches of Manchester United or Everton yet. So a lot to cover moving forward in the Premier League. If you enjoyed today, though, a massive thank you for watching. A like would be greatly appreciated if you did. If you are new around here and like what you see, hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you all again with another episode very soon and another video later on today. Until then, have a great day, have a great evening, and I'll catch you all later. Adios.